this video, I'm going to be discussing what I learned as a student teacher, how I developed professionally, and what I learned from being in the classroom environment every day. So the first question is, what difficulties did you encounter when learning how to set and maintain high, reasonable, and attainable expectations in the classroom? Naturally, as a high school teacher, I encountered lots of apathy or just not the desire to want to complete assignments, and so that was a difficulty at first. But what helped was learning the students and getting to know them more. Also, setting attainable goals by listing out what they had to do every day and being there one on one to help with any instruction. So, oftentimes, when I noticed that students weren't completing their assignments, I would go up to them and say, hey, these are the things that you're missing from today or from this week. I'd also go up and talk to them if they were just laying on their desk or not paying attention during notes, or call them out during a lecture if they were on their phone or just not paying attention. So those are some of the things that I did to help the students stay on track and also help them stay motivated to finish their assignments. The second question is, think about a student that had difficult time and behavior expectations. What were the strategies you used to help this student and improve his or her behavior? One of the students that I had was just very apathetic towards being in school. He would often come into class maybe with his Chromebook not charged or not ready, not have a pencil ever, lay down and sleep on his desk when I was giving a lecture. So some things that I did to help motivate and encourage him was call out his name during class when he wasn't paying attention, be like, David, remember to take these notes. Or I would go up to him after the lecture and just talk about the things that he needed to do, where he was at with them, and how he was doing with them. I also just learned to kind of relate the material to him as much as I could. He was really interested in cars, and so I would use cars as an example if I could and try to interest him in that way. And also just showing him that I cared as a teacher about him and was more concerned with him as a person than as a student, and completing these assignments helped him desire to finish these assignments for me. At the end of the class, actually, he was really excited because he ended up getting a B in the course. So he came up to me one day and was talking about how he got a B, and I was really excited about that. So in the end, he was able to get his work done and do well in the class, and he was proud of that fact, and I think he learned when he puts his mind to it, he can accomplish what he wants. So that was a really cool learning experience and a way I tried to motivate him. Number 3 is, how did you create and maintain a positive, engaging learning environment? Was this difficult to do? I think with seniors it is always going to be difficult, or with any class in high school. Sometimes they're going to lack motivation, and you have to remain positive. So with students who are skipping school or just not interested or not on top of their assignments, I just learned to just show them that I care. One time there was a student who just left in the middle of class. I had no idea what was going on. She wouldn't tell me. She wouldn't respond to me when I asked her questions when she was about to leave. I later realized that she was sick and she didn't want to mention that because she didn't want anybody to be worried about the fact that she was sick. But I just showed that I cared about her, and I was like, I'm sorry that happened. I didn't know what was going on. If you need any help, let me know. Here are the assignments that you missed. And because of that, because of responding in a graceful way, I think it encouraged me to have a relationship with her that helped her pass the class. She ended up passing the class, which was a really good accomplishment. While she missed a lot of class, she still was able to complete the requirements. So the next things I'm going to be talking about is how I developed professionally as a teacher during my student teaching experience at Blue Ridge High. The first question is, what did you find challenging about working with coworkers? How did you maintain your professionalism when dealing with negative situations? I was only at Blue Ridge for 12 weeks so far, so I have not really experienced any negative behavior or negative attitudes about school. I've been really grateful to have a great student teaching experience and working alongside teachers who are very encouraging and able to help me in any ways that they can. I've observed many social studies classes in the social studies departments, and they're all really great teachers, and they've all been willing to help me in any way that I can, so I'm really grateful for that, and for just learning from other teachers, whether that's different methods that they use. Every teacher is going to have a different style, and just learning from them what fits you best, and just observing other teachers' styles has really helped me kind of pave the way for what kind of teacher I'm going to be. The second question is, when a student had difficulty, what resources did you rely on to help you find answers in order to meet the needs of the student? I often relied on my coordinating teacher. He was very helpful in helping me get the context to the students and also help in any way that he could. So I'm very thankful for that and for him as a resource. Like I said, the whole social studies department at Blue Ridge High is also very encouraging and helpful, and they would help in any way that I could, whether that's learning how they taught a certain course or a certain lesson, or just learning about a student. Maybe they had him in the past and this is how he responded well to them. Just learning from those types of situations. The third question is, how did you grow in your understanding of the non-instructional duties of a teacher? Were you surprised by anything? What? I definitely learned there's a lot that teachers have to do that goes beyond grading and planning lessons, delivering lessons, and teaching their students. There's a lot of administrative work, and I learned that pretty soon. There's a lot of paperwork and meetings, and also like midterm grades or quarterly grade reports that are required to show that your students are making progress or that you're there and willing to make ways to make your students successful. So I definitely saw that side of education, which was surprising, but also was very good to see, so that I'm prepared and ready to become a teacher soon. So yeah, those are the ways that I grew professionally. I learned a lot while at Blue Ridge High and student teaching there, and I'm excited for the ways that I'm going to learn as a first-year teacher soon.